What's up, Maniacs? My name is Mex. I'm a wrestling fan, a wrestling enthusiast, a WrestleManiac, if you will. And today, we are discussing NXT. We now know who the next #1 contenders are for the Women's Championship and the NXT Championship. We found out on this show, so we're gonna get straight into it to find out who these people are. Stay tuned. Right here at WrestleManiac UK, I discuss everything that is WWE and AEW. So if this sounds like the place for you, make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get into the review. And I'm not gonna waste any time with it. Kyle O'Reilly is the #1 contender for the NXT Championship. He ran the gauntlet, he won the gauntlet eliminator match, this new match that William Regal put together, and he is a really deserving #1 contender. Now, we haven't seen much of him in this new singles capacity, but in this match, in this standalone performance, he done very, very well. He entered the gauntlet match first alongside Kushida, and there was a lot of technical wrestling between the two. Bronson Reed then entered, and just as Kushida was finding his feet within this match, Velveteen Dream involved himself, gave Kushida a Death Valley driver, Bronson Reed off the top rope with a tsunami and pinned Kushida. So Kushida was the first casualty in this match. Obviously, as we knew, we had Timothy Thatcher still to join. We had Cameron Grimes that joined the field, but Kyle O'Reilly took out all three men. One by one, Bronson Reed first, followed by Timothy Thatcher, and last but not least, he eliminated Cameron Grimes. Kyle O'Reilly versus Finn Balor at NXT TakeOver next weekend for the NXT Championship. What a match. What a match it's going to be. I mean, I don't think that Kyle O'Reilly is going to win. I do think it's a bit early. I think obviously we've done the whole undisputed era, holding all the titles and holding the NXT Championship for such a long period of time. It would be interesting to see if he was to win it, the dynamic between himself and Adam Cole. Adam Cole and Roderick Strong came out after the match to congratulate him and stuff like that before Finn Balor came out, gave him the trigger finger, told him he's next. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see this match. Like I say, I think Finn Balor will retain, but yeah, a great opportunity for Kyle O'Reilly, and his performance in that gauntlet match was really good. So Kyle O'Reilly versus Finn Balor for the NXT Championship at NXT TakeOver. And for the women's match, well, right at the top of the show, we had the women's battle royal to crown the #1 contender. And for a long time, we were seeing just complete dominance by Rhea Ripley and Raquel Gonzalez, looking like they were going to clear the entire field, because during a certain point in this match, Rhea Ripley and Raquel Gonzalez had both eliminated 4 women each. No one else had eliminated anybody else. And it was looking like, yeah, they're going to clear the entire field and it's going to be down to Rhea Ripley and Raquel Gonzalez. But that wasn't the case. They got engaged in the middle of the ring, in the middle of the Battle Royal. A Hurricane Rana attempt, I think, from Rhea Ripley took Raquel Gonzalez over the top rope. Momentum carried Rhea Ripley as well, and both women were eliminated. So that made me sit up and think, okay, wait, Rhea Ripley's not going to win this now. Raquel Gonzalez not going to win this now. Who's gonna win this? Kacy Catanzaro was given the Kofi Kingston spots in this battle royal, where she should have been eliminated, I think, up to maybe 3 times before she actually was, but she managed to keep her feet off the ground every time she was thrown out the ring. At one point, she even used Kaden Carter to assist her back into the ring after Kaden Carter, her tag team partner, had been eliminated. Dakota Kai looked pretty strong in the match, even after Raquel Gonzalez was eliminated, but the win didn't come for her. Finally, we were left with Candice LeRae and Shotzi Blackheart, and after both women, both hanging on by the skin of their teeth, wrestling on the ring stairs, Candice LeRae eliminated Shotzi Blackheart, making her the #1 contender for the Women's Championship at TakeOver. So she is going to take on Io Shirai, and that match is going to be really, really good. Like, the TakeOver card is really developing now, especially the title matches, but we're going to talk a bit about that later. But yeah, Candice LeRae wins the Battle Royal here, and she's going to take on Io Shirai. Before we get into everything else that took place on this show, guys, if you are enjoying this video, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button, give us a like. We thoroughly appreciate it right here at WrestleManiac UK, and it does loads for the channel. So please smash that thumbs up button. We had a singles match where Jake Atlas wanted to get revenge on Tommaso Ciampa. Obviously, Tommaso Ciampa hurt Jake Atlas pretty badly a couple of weeks ago, took him out. Jake Atlas was coming back for revenge. It was a pretty good match, competitive in places. Jake Atlas put on a really really good showing. He is a really good competitor, a young guy, so he's still got loads of stuff to learn, but he really took it to Tommaso Ciampa. However, after a Willow's Bell and a fairy tale ending, that was pretty much it for Jake Atlas. Ciampa got the win and left the ring. I think this feud was just a little stopgap for Ciampa. Maybe once Finn Balor has kind of settled into his role as NXT champion, we're going to see Ciampa go after that title again. We had a tag team match where all the competitors on the tag team were completely mixed. So Roderick Strong and Danny Burch took on Raul Mendoza and Fabian Eichner, and the idea was whoever the winning team was, they will then couple up again with their partners and they will take on each other for the #1 contendership for the tag team title. I don't know who it was during the match, but I know Danny Burch was in the ring, and I think it might have been Roderick Strong. I heard him yell out, "Don't lose, don't lose," and that made me crack up because it's like all of a sudden you care about this person. But Danny Burch delivered. Danny Burch and Roderick Strong got the win in this match after Raul Mendoza was pinned by Danny Burch, and it will be Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan taking on, I guess, Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish next week, and I think we're getting the tag match at TakeOver also. So an interesting way to kind of determine the #1 contenders. I'm here for it, and to be honest, I do hope that Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch win the #1 contendership match and beat Breezango at TakeOver, because those guys really deserve a tag team championship at this point. We had Ridge Holland beat Antonio DeLuca in pretty much a squash match. He battered him across the ring and then applied his finisher, which I believe he calls Northern Grit. When he done it, I was thinking, isn't this the move that nearly broke Johnny Gargano's neck? But it wasn't quite the same move. But yeah, a very quick win for Ridge Holland, and it looks like they're building him up. So interesting to see more from him in the future. Last but not least, we had Damian Priest versus Austin Theory. Both men cut promos before this match, and during Austin Theory's promo, Johnny Gargano kind of gassed up Austin Theory a bit, and Johnny Gargano said, "Look, if you kind of soften this guy up for me before our TakeOver match, I won't forget it, I promise you that." So maybe gave Austin Theory something to think about. But yeah, the match was pretty good. Austin Theory, we've been seeing him get pretty much squashed in recent weeks. This was a lot more of a competitive match. He got to kind of show what he's all about. Damian Priest gave him a rough looking razor's edge on the apron, rolled him inside the ring, applied the reckoning, and Damian Priest got the win. Damian Priest didn't get to celebrate very long because Johnny Gargano came in with a super kick. And I'm sure, as most would have heard at this point, Johnny Gargano is going to be taking on Damian Priest for the North American Championship at TakeOver. Now, that annoyed me because in the past, NXT have been really good in terms of building up feuds and making matches really mean something. How did Johnny Gargano become the #1 contender here? Why is he getting this match? They just kind of skipped to it and announced it on social media. We don't actually know why it's him, and this is very unlike NXT. So yeah, I wasn't too happy about that, if I'm completely honest. But however, the card is looking good. Damian Priest versus Gargano is gonna be a brilliant match. Finn Balor versus Kyle O'Reilly is gonna be a brilliant match. And then obviously we still got the tag team titles to decide, but Io Shirai versus Candice LeRae may just steal the night. It may just be the best match on the card. So TakeOver is looking good. I mean, even before I kind of settled in to watch NXT last night, I was thinking, man, this TakeOver is a bit pointless. It's a bit out of nowhere. It's like they're just putting one in the calendar, and TakeOvers were really thought out before, really methodical, like one every 3 months or something like that. And I just feel like this one has just been added to the calendar just for something to do. But yeah, it looks like the matches that we're gonna get are really strong matches, and like I've said in the past, TakeOver always delivers, so I'm looking forward to it. So guys, that was my NXT review. I hope you enjoyed it. We found out who the #1 contenders are for all the championship, apart from the tag team championships, which I think we're going to find out next week. And like I just said, the TakeOver card is building up very nicely. I'm looking forward to that pay-per-view next weekend. Guys, if you enjoyed today's review, please make sure you smash the thumbs up button. And if you're new here, welcome. Make sure you click the subscribe button and make sure you click the notification bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video. WrestleManiac UK signing out, and I'll see you soon.